Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an article titled, I Don't Have Any Boundaries. Perfectly sums up the generation of young gals on OnlyFans. And guys, this article is written by a woman, and she works for the online, or at least writes for the online magazine Evie. Now Evie is a magazine whose authors tend to side with a lot of the things I talk about. They, I wouldn't go so far as to call them allies, but they definitely seem to write about things I talk about and other guys like me and agree with. So it's good to have the help whenever we can have it. Anyhow, she's pretty much writing this article trashing OnlyFans and the mentality of the young gals out there and the justification they have for doing so. For those of you guys who don't know what OnlyFans are, because I know I get new people every day, it is an online subscription service that generally guys are the ones that are doing this. They subscribe to these different girls on those sites. These girls have their own pages where they can display whatever content they want. And obviously, the more graphic their content, the more money they make. And so guys will become members or subscribers to these gals, and obviously monthly fee. And then if they want to pay the girl tips to do certain things in the videos and pictures, well, then they can get that. And some of these gals make tons of money. We're talking like 200 grand a month or something crazy like that. And since 2020 happened, when everybody was locked down, that's when it really took off. So you have all these young gals out there now trying to do this, displaying their bodies, doing Lord knows what on camera, essentially PORN. And it's now being labeled as empowering. Empowering to the young gal being free to do what she wants with her body, my choice, that type of thing. And it's a big mess. And it's a disgrace in my opinion. You know, if I'm a parent and I found out that my kid, if I was a parent, that's a big question. If in a parallel universe and I found out my daughter was on there, done. She's disowned. You know why? Because I'd raise her up in a good, traditional, conservative household with values, and I'd raise her in a way that she wouldn't even do this. But if she did, she's done. But if I was a parent nowadays, I'd have a talk with my teenage daughters and saying pretty much, hey, I love you, and I've raised you well, but if I find out you do something like this, you're disowned. We're done. Because you're not going to disgrace me or yourself. I think every parent should do that. But anyhow, going off track here. So I'm going to go through this article, guys, and it's a good one here, and she really hits things that I agree with. And also, it's good to hear a woman trashing these types of things and calling BS and the so-called empowerment that is some of these things these young gals do nowadays. So it starts off, it says here, as our world has continued to evolve into the digital space, online content has become an entrepreneurial hub for young people, including the sale of our bodies. In the 2020s, OnlyFans has risen to become one of the most popular sites on earth. But despite the narrative from our culture, it's doing very little to actually empower women. There's nothing empowering about getting butt naked and taking pictures of yourself or videos and doing certain things with your body with certain objects or engaging in various acts. I gotta be careful what I say here, guys. There's nothing empowering about that. It's just an excuse to potentially make a ton of money. She says here, sex sells. We've all heard the popular saying used to justify putting S-word explicit content in movies, music videos, advertisements, and more. But today, sex is selling on the internet through social media platforms, PORN distribution, and of course, OnlyFans. OnlyFans is not just an adult content site, though that's what we have most often referred to in 2022. It is a subscription-based service, a place online where creators can offer exclusive content to their subscribers for a price, which allows for a very few, virtually none in fact, content restrictions to be put in place. In 2020, OnlyFans announced that it reached more than 30 million registered users with 450,000 creators. Early last year, the platform announced to be banning PORN material, voicing concerns about pressure from banks and payment processors. They then reversed the decision within 1 week after an immense amount of online backlash. Yeah, they were going to do that. You all remember, they were going to do this where they weren't going to let people do PORN anymore or that type of material. And it was a huge backlash because that's how they really made all their money. As a result, PORN and adult content have become the platform's reputation, and creators willing to sell their bodies in the virtual space have flocked to OnlyFans in droves. We're told by the loudest voices in culture that this new frontier is empowering to women, that it allows for capitalization of one's body. After all, my body, my choice, right? And remember, this is a woman writing this, trashing this whole nonsense. There is nothing empowering about doing that. No guy walks into a gentleman's club with his buddies for a Saturday night out to have beers and look at naked gals shaking their ass on stage, and no guy walks in there and says, look at her. She is so empowered. Look at her dancing around that pole. I'm proud of her. She's so empowered. I'm so impressed by her empowerment. I'm going to walk over and I'm going to slip this $5 bill or $1 bill, whatever the hell it is, in her G-string. He's not doing that because he's tipping her for being empowered. To him, she is entertainment, an object, a joke. So it's bullshit. But many know that if they market themselves right and the right timing and they're graphic enough, they can make a ton of money doing this. It's a disgrace. But what if OnlyFans is actually disempowering women? There's a thought. What if the commercialization of your body and digitization of sex are actually causing harm to our society we may not even be aware of? Well, when you have all these yahoos out there telling these young, impressionable gals that it's empowering, and these gals see an easy way to make a ton of money potentially while having to do anything, what option do you think they're going to choose? At the end of the day, this wouldn't be a thing if it weren't for dumbass young guys. Let me rephrase that. Dumbass guys, because there's guys of all ages on there paying for a subscription and tipping these gals money to do certain things. It's equally the guys' fault. So for any of you guys that watch this that are a member of any of these gals at OnlyFans, cut that shit right out. You're a fucking joke, okay? Get a life. You guys are only enabling the behavior. It's guys that do that. It's just like the paparazzi wouldn't be sneaking up in celebrities' backyards and all that and taking pictures of them if it weren't for the people that bought those newspapers and magazines, and you get my point. It says here, is $200,000 a month worth it? In a recent podcast interview, 23-year-old OnlyFans content creator Stella Berry shared her experience creating S-word content for the site and how she turned her body into a financial commodity worth $200,000 a month. That's a lot of money, guys. $200,000 a month. You can see why these young gals think this is a good idea and try this. But do you really think these gals are taking that $200,000 a month and obviously probably $100,000 after taxes and are putting it away and investing it in the S&P 500 or some crypto or whatever the hell it is, something they can make money off of? Probably not. The majority are probably buying cars, buying clothes, buying shoes, buying handbags. Those that are doing this, they better put that money away and invest it properly, because eventually they're going to get older. They're not going to be as appealing as they once were when they were 21 years old. And in the future, employers can find this stuff online, so they better save their money. But do you think your average young gal's doing that? Not a chance in hell. So then down the road, when they can't get jobs because their employers could find out about this, who do you think they're going to come crying? Or when guys aren't interested in marrying them one day because the guys can find this stuff out. See what I mean? Anyway, she says, yes, you read that right. $200,000 a month. This woman is quoted as the 23-year-old OnlyFans content creator. She says, I don't have any boundaries. Barely, she shared on the Iced Coffee Hour. It's crazy, but I don't have any boundaries. I've gotten strep 5 times from licking my own crap off people. I'm telling you, I have no boundaries. She's licking her own crap off people in videos to make money. Empowering, huh? And you guys, if you guys can feel the empowerment of a girl licking her own crap off some other woman's body to make money, let's hear it in the comments section. Let's hear if you find that empowering. It says, ew, first of all, you might ask what would possess a beautiful 23-year-old woman to want to eat her own feces off another human being. Cha-ching, that's what. Influencer Marketing Hub reports that much of the money earned through OnlyFans is actually outside of a base subscription offered by each creator. It's earned through commissions for privately requested work on the platform. OnlyFans sets a minimum and maximum amount of base subscription rates, ranging from $4.99 to $49.99 per month. Beyond what's included in their subscription, if someone wanted to privately pay you an astronomical sum for a video of you performing a certain act, i.e. licking your own crap off somebody else's body, you could absolutely take them up on that offer. OnlyFans creator Miss Swedish Bella, aka Monica Holt, who earns more than $100,000 per year on the platform, says creating an OnlyFans content can't be a part-time investment by the creator. Rather, it needs to be essentially a full-time job. She says, I would never advise someone doing it if they only wanted to do it a couple days a week or something. It's not a part-time thing in your mind. You wouldn't make enough money. She shared with Business Insider, because of the consistency necessary to make a significant income, creators on the platform are incentivized to make as much content as possible, both for subscribers and for privately commissioned extras. Well, it's like on YouTube. You want to grow? The more videos you make and have in circulation and videos every day, the more your channel will be promoted, the more subscribers you can get, the more views you can get, and if you're monetized, the more money you can make. You'll be successful on YouTube. By the way, any of you guys aspiring YouTubers out there that either have a channel now or you want to do it one day, you got to make this a full-time fucking job. Have you all noticed? For you guys who haven't followed me from day one, you've noticed I've done a video every single day since I started. And the only ways I didn't do a video is if maybe I had to go away that day or I got sick or something came up. And if I didn't, I'd make 2 videos the next day. You want to be successful, you got to do your grind. But as you can see here, I'm doing videos on subjects that I think are important to me. I'm not doing videos licking crap off another person's body. Goes on. Like PORN, OnlyFans isn't immune to trafficking. Now I gotta watch what I say here, guys, because there's some words in this next part of the article that could get me in trouble. The argument is often made that this is the natural result of capitalism, that women and men alike should feel empowered by making a living off selling explicit content of their bodies online. After all, what someone decides to do with their own body is really their choice at the end of the day, right? Well, it hasn't worked out very well. It's the same argument used to justify the content we see in the PORN industry. Never mind the fact that much of this content involves participants who have been trafficked against their will, or even others not legally capable of making such decisions in the first place. It's only a matter of time before crime is involved in this type of thing. The same is true for OnlyFans. Deputy Joseph Scaramucci of the McClellan County Sheriff's Office in Texas has spent nearly a decade investigating you-know-what trafficking and has turned his attention recently to OnlyFans in particular. He shared with News 4 San Antonio, he says, when we looked at specific cases targeting you-know-what trafficking, there was obviously signs of people that were under third-party control. Deputy Scaramucci also says despite mandating creators to be 18 or over, OnlyFans often hosts accounts of minors posting that type of content after they navigated their way around the age restrictions. Tim Palmbach, the director of the University of New Haven Center for Forensic Investigations of Trafficked Individuals, says OnlyFans is a grooming site, plain and simple. What it is doing is grooming and finding our young, vulnerable kids in general, social media, and convincing them to come on over. And then grooming them to do more and more of that type of material, which is exploitive under a lie that they will make millions. This is why my opinion that if you're watching this, guys, and you are a parent, you need to talk to your kids about this. I really think you need to do that, especially if you have daughters, and make abundantly clear this is garbage and will not be tolerated. And if you engage in something like this, you're done. And if you are the type of man I hope you guys are, your kids, particularly your daughters, will know that what you say you mean and what you mean you say. End of story. And if they pull some shit like this, goodbye. Pack your shit and get out of the house. Don't come back. Sadly, you got to lay down the law like this and be willing to back that up. Remember, women respect strength. Whether it's a 15-year-old teenage daughter or your 85-year-old mother. Women respect strength. Say what you mean and mean what you say and stick to it. It is clear to see the narrative of empowering and taking ownership of your body through a platform is a thinly veiled one at best. Many creators aren't making that choice for themselves to begin with. In closing thoughts, she says here, women were made for more. As a content creator myself, I absolutely understand the pressure to be constantly creating content day in, day out. Yeah, you're writing articles. The lady who wrote this is writing articles. She's not, at least I certainly hope not, displaying herself on things like OnlyFans. Says it's a process that can be completely draining, leaving you feeling empty of yourself by the end of the day. I cannot imagine how exasperated that feeling would be after creating an S-word explicit content of my body for thousands of subscribers to consume. Our culture tells women we should liberate ourselves from tradition by embracing S-word anarchy, that we should have sex with whomever we want, whenever we want. That we should sell our bodies digitally and physically, as it's just a commodity that we might as well capitalize on. That we should expect consequence-free sex, even though no such thing exists. We were designed for more, and false expectations of our body through a screen. We were designed for more than thousands of people experience a false intimacy with us when we deserve real intimacy that lasts. I agree with this. We were designed for more than treating our bodies as something to be sold instead of something to be celebrated. Let's not get carried away, honey. We are made for more than OnlyFans, than hookup culture and S-word anarchy. $200,000 a month or not, women are worth more. And remember, guys, there isn't a guy watching this that doesn't have at least one woman in their life they care about, whether it's their mom, their grandma, their daughter, their sister, their niece, their sister. You get my point. We don't want our loved ones to end up on these type of things and making bad choices and all that and getting consumed in this BS culture we have right now. So we got to talk about these things. It's important to do videos and bring these things up. And again, for you parents out there, for you fathers, you got to talk to your kids about this and make it abundantly clear this will not be tolerated. This is garbage. This will ruin your life down the road. And sure, $200,000 a month is quite appealing if one can pull it off. But like I said, after taxes, I have a hard time buying that money is being taken away and invested in various places to grow over time. I think that money is being blown on the lifestyle or cars, shoes, handbags, vacations. You get the point. Very little is probably being put away in the S&P 500 or wherever someone might invest. So, and once someone outgrows this in terms of no longer visually appealing, they're going to have to get jobs because the odds are they're going to spend all that money. And employers will dig. And if they find out that these gals are doing these type of things, that could damage employment down the road. Because the era of pretty much right now where workers have leverage is going to be ending real quick the second we get in a recession. So, and also the prospect for future guys that they hope to get married one day. Guy finds a girl that she once did OnlyFans online. A lot of guys nowadays, as more and more guys are walking away and realizing marriage isn't worth it, they're going to be like, not happening. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, if you come across a really good article you'd like me to share or a personal story that you think would be good for the channel, by all means, email me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time. I get bombarded with these emails, and I'm really grateful and appreciate you guys sending me the stuff in. But I can only do so many each day. I only have so much time in the day to film videos and edit and put them up there amongst personal training and all the other shit I do. But just send it to me, bear with me, and I will get to it when I can. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.